Hello. Today marks 1 year since I was sworn in as Governor, and I would like to share with you my reflections on some of what has transpired since I took my oath to serve the people of Queensland. When I think back to that day, I recall a sense of pride, optimism and hope, tempered by the weight of the constitutional, ceremonial and community responsibilities of Governor. We had just weathered one of the most prolonged health emergencies of modern times, the COVID-19 pandemic, but I was confident in the ability of Queenslanders to not just recover, but to thrive. On that day, I also pledged true allegiance to Queen Elizabeth II, and her passing on September the 8th of this year had a profound impact on me, as I know it did on many of you. Thousands of Queenslanders visited Government House to offer tributes, and many more sent touching messages of condolence. While our Queen of 70 years will be greatly missed, it was heartening to see the immediate warm reception of His Majesty King Charles III and a seamless transition, a tribute to her legacy of constitutional and social stability. My sense of optimism on this day a year ago, my faith in my fellow Queenslanders was well founded. In early 2022, parts of our state experienced the worst flooding in more than a century. From Gympie to Gladstone, Kilkevin to Goomeri, the Burnett, the Western Downs, the Lockyer Valley and Brisbane, many communities were heavily impacted. Graham and I visited many of these areas where we were told stories of incredible heartbreak and heroism, met with brave emergency services personnel and saw close-knit communities help each other. Since then, in keeping with a pledge I made to visit Queenslanders where they live, I've been fortunate to tour many other parts of the state, from Cooktown and Cairns in the far north to Townsville and Charters Towers, Roma in the Maranoa to Dalby in the Western Downs, with many stops in between. I remain committed to my goal to promote Indigenous literacy, health and well-being and foster reconciliation with First Nations people. I was so honoured to be greeted by the Murray School students on my very first day as Governor, and delighted when the students could assist with the unveiling of our new Government House flagpoles, on which the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags now fly alongside the Queensland and Australian flags on a permanent basis, visible to all who pass by on Fernberg Road. Graham and I fondly recall a trip in late 2021 to Woorabinda and Baralaba, where we read to local school students for the first time from the Government House children's book, A Place for All Queenslanders, in which Woorabinda gets a special mention. And we've read it many times since at schools right around our state. I have undertaken to have this book translated into a number of First Nations languages spoken throughout Queensland in consultation with local communities. Another pledge I made as Governor and as a former health professional was to encourage a healthy and active Queensland. It's led, among other things, to the regular hosting of community bushwalks at Government House in conjunction with Health and Wellbeing Queensland. This serves the dual purpose of opening up the Fernberg estate more often to truly be a place for all Queenslanders. Additionally, I undertook to visit every public hospital in Queensland during my term to personally thank our state's health workers for their hard work and dedication, and I'm well on my way to honouring that commitment. Graham and I have also accepted patronage of numerous organisations and events dedicated to promoting the arts in Queensland. Now, more than ever, we need to support our artists and arts industry workers who give so much of themselves to enrich our cultural life, yet suffer so inordinately during difficult times. And we can't underestimate the importance of arts and culture on our general well-being. Between us, Graham and I have proudly accepted vice-regal patronage of 166 organisations dedicated to improving the lives of Queenslanders. And I've hosted several investiture ceremonies to confer Australian awards and honours presented to Queensland citizens who are making a difference to their communities. I have many miles to travel, but the same generous Queensland spirit that welcomed me to the state as a young, working mother years ago is lighting the way. I look forward to continuing to look for those opportunities to facilitate connections and inclusivity within our communities to help drive positive change. In the meantime, I hope many more of you will find your way through our gates in the coming months and years, and I feel excited about what we can achieve together. Thank you for your confidence and support.